Hi everyone, namaste and welcome. My name's Maria and today I have a yoga flow to heal stress for you. This is something that we all need at some point in our lives. So get into something comfy. All we're gonna need today is a pillow, bring two if you like. You don't need them, but if you have them, they're gonna be great to help you relax a little more in the poses today. Today's flow is going to be a slow moving, gentle flow to allow you to focus on yourself and bring attention inward to help melt the stress away. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to begin in a seated position and we'll just start off right away with taking 5 deep breaths together. So inhaling in through the nose and exhaling, sighing it out, letting all the tension out through the mouth. Here we go. Inhale. 4 more. Close your eyes here if you want to. Good. Shake it all out. Get all the tension out of your body. Hopefully we'll be able to leave that on our mats today when we get up. And next we're going to move into some alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. So take your right hand, and there's many ways to do this, but I'm going to show you my favorite way. My fingers just don't move in the ways that a lot of people do them, but we'll take our middle and our pointer finger and we'll put them at our third eye, or that area in between the eyebrows, somewhere around there. It's going to help you stay stable. It's going to help connect to that third eye chakra. And you're going to take your thumb and that's going to cover up the right nostril, right above the nostril. So not like the opening, but just right above it so that you can prevent any air from getting in. And then you're going to take your ring finger and your pinky finger, or use one or both, to plug your left nostril. To start, we'll plug the left nostril with your pinky or your ring finger or both. Open up the right one. Take one big inhale in through the right. Hold, cover up the right nostril, open up the left nostril, and exhale out through the left nostril. Pause. Inhale in through that same left nostril. Hold the breath, plug the left, open up the right nostril, and exhale out through the right nostril. Inhale in through the right. Pause. Plug the right nostril. Open up the left nostril. And exhale out through the left. Inhale in through the left. Pause. And switch. You can keep your eyes closed here. Then exhale through the right. Inhale in through the right. Pause and plug. And exhale out through the left. A few more times. I'm going to be minimizing my cues, but I'll still be here. So inhale in through the left. Plug the nostril. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Pause. Plug the right. Open the left. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Pause, plug the left, open the right, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Pause and plug, open the left, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Hold and plug, and exhale through the right. See if you can move through this breathing on your own for another few breaths, maybe another minute. When you breathe in through one nostril, exhale out through the other. And then breathe in through that same one. Moving slow and with intention here. Slow, controlled breaths. Great. And then on your next exhale, just drop your hands to your knees, relax. Take a few deep breaths in through both nostrils and out through both nostrils. slow and controlled. Good. And then we're going to move into some shoulder rolls, again, pairing this up with the breath. So we'll inhale to squeeze our shoulders up towards our ears, trying to squeeze out any tension, any blockage that we have. And then exhale, we're going to roll our shoulders back, around, and down. And when you exhale, pull your shoulders away from your ears just a little more. Great. And then we'll do a few more of those. So inhale up to the ears, exhale around and down, pause, and then try to extend the shoulders away from the ears a little more. Inhale up to your ears, exhale around and back, pause, try to pull your shoulders away even more. One more. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale to relax the shoulders down. And then we're going to move into child's pose. So rock forward onto your hands and knees, bringing your hands directly underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. You can extend your knees out as wide as the mat here, and if child's pose isn't available to you, we do have a few other options, but if you're here, just send your hips back towards your heels and come into child's pose. Otherwise, you can just stay in the seated position that we began with today, or you can bring your knees together and just send your hips back towards your heels. So whatever one of those variations is acceptable to you is completely fine. So just whatever feels the most comfortable for you right now. But I'm going into extended child's pose. Toes are touching, knees are wide. And then gently rest your forehead on the ground. We'll immediately start to tune in here. So bring your attention to your breath. How are you feeling today? How is your breath? Is your breathing shallow or deep? Are the inhales and exhales short or are they long? Notice where your breath is traveling to. When you breathe in, is it going into your chest, into your belly? Do you feel a bit tired or stuck? Just take time to notice those subtle differences, that subtle tension in your body. If you can, try to relax your shoulders and your heart towards the ground a little more. Just take a moment to appreciate, and maybe this is where you need to be right now. Push back up to hands and knees, tabletop position. We'll walk our hands a little bit forward onto the mat, and then we'll drop our hips to a half plank and then lower all the way down, elbows graze your sides as you come to rest your forehead onto the mat. Bring your arms behind you, let your arms rest by your side. Turn onto one ear. Your ankles splay out, your palms are facing up. Let your shoulders roll open and your shoulder blades roll open. Just take a moment here to completely and totally relax. And then very gently, tuck your chin in slightly and draw a line with your nose straight across the mat as you flip onto your other ear. Close your eyes here, and again, take a moment to relax. As you inhale, feel your belly push up against the mat, and feel maybe a massage in your lower back as a result. And then exhale to completely melt. Good. And then again, draw a line back to center with your nose, keeping your chin tucked. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and push up to child's pose position. From here, we're going to send our hips straight back, and you can take whatever variation. We're returning to another child's pose. I'm going to take my knees together this time just to do a different variation. And if you're here with me, your toes can touch, your ankles can splay out a little. You can bring your arms again by your sides, palms face up, and your shoulders roll open. And just breathe. Slowly start to roll up when you're ready, keeping your chin tucked and bringing the chin up last. We'll walk our hands forward, returning to a tabletop on our hands and knees. Hands underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. Plant down and spread your fingers wide, grounding down through all 10 knuckles, especially the pointer finger, knuckle, and thumb. You're going to rotate your inner elbows forward, keeping that motion active as you lift your knees and tuck your toes under. Stay here. Inhale. Exhale, send your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out your feet here. We're looking for a bend more in the hips than in the waist, so bend your knees as much as you need to keep that bend there. Send your hips up high. Ground down through that left heel. Bring your right knee to your right elbow as you shift forward, and then drop your shin flat on the mat, parallel on the mat. That right heel is going to come close to your left hip bone, or maybe your groin area. We're going to stay here. You have the option to straighten out your shin and make it maybe parallel to the mat. I don't advise you do that unless you've had enough practice. We're going to start here with our shin kind of tucked in. The point here is to keep our hips both facing towards the front. So also just make sure and check in that you're not off to your hip, sitting off to a side. You can have your hands here to help you up, and it's totally okay if your hips don't touch the ground. Inhale, lift your chest, lift the chin. And exhale, maybe you drop your elbows to the ground if that's accessible to you. Maybe you drop your forehead onto the ground. Your feet are relaxed here. We're not flexing back, we're trying to get a stretch through the upper hip, pigeon pose. So wherever you are here, just find some stillness. Take a full minute to release and completely let go. Following your breath here as a guide, slow, controlled breathing. Tuck your back toe under, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders again, or maybe a little bit forward. Send your right leg back, and then lift your hips for upward facing dog again. Pedal out the feet here if you need to. And then bring the left knee to the left elbow, drop the shin, left heel comes towards the right hip or your inner groin area. And each side might look a little different for you. So this side might be a little bit more open. It might be a little bit more closed or stuck. Just go until where you can breathe here. So make sure that you're still taking full, deep belly breaths. If you're finding it hard to breathe, maybe just come out of the pose a little bit. Option to come onto your elbows if you need a little more, or you can just bring your shin parallel to the mat. And if you need more beyond that, you can bring your forehead onto the ground. And then just taking another moment here to fully let go on the other side. A minute here just to breathe and sink into it. Okay, and then slowly roll back up. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Send the left foot back to meet the right, and you can lift your hips here, or just take a child's pose for a moment, or a tabletop position, and then we'll drop our knees. Bring our hips to sit back on our heels. Just taking a moment just to stretch out through the soles of our feet, and since we're here right now as well, and take a moment to just breathe, lift the chest, elongate through the crown of the head, and then exhale to relax the shoulders away from the ears as much as you can. We'll do some neck rolls here. So drop your chin to your chest, and then roll your left ear to touch your left shoulder. Back down to center, and then right ear to right shoulder. Just do a few of those if they feel good. Being careful not to roll your neck back too much. Good. And then send your hips off to one side. You're going to swing your knees and legs around to come out in front of you. And just send your legs and feet in front of you. Your heels are hip width apart, so make sure that they are starting out at your hips, and bend your knees as much as you need to here. Again, remember, we're not trying to bend or in the waist or in the middle back. We're bending in the waist here. And this is where your pillow comes in. So just hike your pillow up, bring it up all the way up to your hips as close as you can. Again, keeping a bend in your knees here. Lift your arms up to the sky to get long. And exhale to fold over, bend forward. You can grab anywhere you want to here. You can grab your legs, your shins, your feet, your toes, your ankles. Inhale to lift your chest, look up. And exhale to let your forehead sink into the pillow. Pashimotanasana, seated forward fold. And when you're ready, you just roll back up. You can put your pillow off to the side for a second. Straighten out a little bit through the legs, but again, keeping a slight bend in your knees. And instead of bending over, we're just going to stay here, seated nice and tall. Dandasana, staff pose. Bring your hands together and bring them to heart center, Anjali Mudra. We'll just take a moment here to see how we feel in this pose. It might be challenging. This might not be an easy pose for everyone. But just stay in that position where you can breathe fully and just focus on your breathing. Focus on breathing complete, full breaths while you're in this position. Bring your arms down by your sides. And if your arms don't reach here, you can come onto your fingertips. Everyone's anatomy is different. Everyone is built differently. Your torso might be a little longer than your arms are. That's okay. But plant into the ground as best as you can and push away from the mat. Your sits bones are sinking in to the ground. They're rooting into the ground. Your knuckles or your fingertips are also pushing away from the mat. Your toes are flexing up and back towards your face, keeping the legs active here. Just a few cycles of breath. Practicing breathing, full, deep, slow, controlled breaths in challenging situations is going to help you withstand more of that stress, more of that pressure outside of this room or off of your yoga mat. Good. And then relax. Plant the soles of your feet on the ground. Move your hips forward, keeping your knees bent, and then slowly roll down to lie flat on your back. As you tuck the shoulder blades under, bring your knees in towards your chest for a full wind pose. Hold onto your shins with your hands and just give it a big squeeze here. Inhale. Exhale to extend that left leg out in front of you, straight out, and take your left hand, take it to your right knee, and draw that right knee across your body over to the left side of the mat. Extend your right arm out to the right side. An option to look over to the right, towards your right fingertips. You can have the option to wrap your legs around and coming into this twist. Inhale, return that right leg back in towards center. Bring the left leg in towards your chest. Inhale, and exhale, extend your right leg out forward in front of you. Take your left hand on your right knee and draw that right knee across your body over to the left side of the room. Keeping your left shoulder grounded and making sure you can still breathe here in this twist, so only go as far as you can breathe. Option to wrap your left leg around your right, and to look over to your left fingertips. Unravel, bring that left knee back in towards center. Bring the right knee in towards center. And then lift your chin. Wrap your arms around your knees as best you can and squeeze here. Inhale and exhale to completely let go. Return your head to the ground. Extend your legs out in front of you. Bringing your heels wide, letting your feet fall wide. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. We'll take a few minutes here to get into Shavasana and seal our practice. So try not to skimp out on yourself here. This is probably the most important part of the practice today. Relax your forehead. Relax your facial muscles. So that means your eyes, your cheeks, your tongue. Maybe you pull that tongue away from the roof of your mouth. And your jaw. Maybe you part the lips open. Soften the shoulders. Soften through the hips and the low back. And any thoughts that arise, pay attention to them, acknowledge them, and then just return to your breath and keep returning to your breath. It's that practice of returning to yourself, returning to your breath, that will bring wonders into your life on and off the mat. Bring your knees up, bend your knees and bring them up. We'll roll over to one side, and this is where you can bring your pillow back again. You can put it in between your legs. We're going to stay here for just a little longer. If you have another pillow, you can place it under your head here. Just make yourself as comfortable as possible. If not, you can bend your bottom arm to just make a little pillow for your head there. You can also bring your upper arm, your left arm, and cover your eyes here if it's too bright for you and you just want a few more moments to relax. This is our final pose here today. If you feel that you're ready to stay here a little bit longer and just relax, then you can pause the video right here. But if you're ready to start to get ready to be done, you can use your upper arm to push yourself up to seated, and then bring your underarm to kind of help you up there too. You can keep your pillow if you'd like. Bring our hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today, yogis. I hope this practice helped melt some of the stress and tension off of your body today. Feel free to return to this practice as often as you need. Try to keep it short for that reason. Sending love and light from my heart to yours. Thank you, everyone. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your feedback, any ideas for next upcoming videos. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'll see you next time. Thanks.